Remedy has a laundry list of great games, and their first attempt at a first-person shooter, FBC Firebreak, is a weird repair sim extraction shooter. And if that sounds weird to you, well, let me tell you now, it's because it is, and it ended up being trash. So let's get into this. You start off by selecting a job, and there's 5 jobs to begin with, but 6 jobs in total. We're going to select the hotfix just to make things simple, and the way this works is you go through 3 levels. We've selected level 1, just so you can kind of get a feel on how this all goes. So you start out in the elevator, and once you've taken a look around, the doors will slowly open, and at this point you're met with a very control-style label, hotfix. So let's get over to the objective. Now, no offense to Remedy's creative vision, but these objectives don't feel fun, they're not intuitive, they're just very boring and very mundane. They don't get that much different between the levels, and that's why I've only showcased the one level. It's a little bit neat how you can use LB and RB to do a little minigame, to do tasks you don't have the tools for, but outside of that, the game is very shallow. Enemies are not what you'd think they would be, especially from the minds of Remedy. Very weak, very stupid. And as you'll see, they just keep swarming them and swarming them. So after having done very few of the exact same tasks over a couple times, we're already done level 1 and fighting what's supposed to be the boss. So with about 6 bullets into this boss, we are now leaving. But first you want to pick up these files, which kind of play into the control vibes a little bit, but that's your, essentially, a currency for your upgrades and materials. So then you head back to the elevator, literally just wait, and this is where I found out that you could mash the X button to actually make the number go down faster, so best know I did that. And now we're done the first round. In, out, simple. Am I right? And once you enter the elevator, it will flash you the title card, contained, and give you the experience screen, and then you're back straight to the main menu, where I skipped a little bit and went to the level selection. So we're ready for the next level. We'll go check out the acquisitions. This is where you spend your currency, the files. And now that we're ready, let's head into level 2, which you're going to realize is a lot of just the same. So waiting for the extremely slow elevator to open up, get flashed the hotfix, and then we're off to do more repairing the transfer fans. Keep in mind, these stay the same through all the levels, with some variation at the 3rd level. And I just wanted to show you guys, you thought that first elevator door was slow? That thing is slow. As you're seeing, enemies are still very squishy, and the tasks are still exactly the same. This, I don't even know what this did. I think it turned on a light. Didn't really matter. It's plenty bright. And if you look up in the corner, you can see we just have, like, they really just padded out with having to do more of the same thing. There's more of the squishy enemies, more of the fans, more of the electrical charging. But now we're going to take a look at the shelter. It's a place where you can get some ammo. You might be able to find some files in there if you're lucky. And then lastly, you're going to find one of your main ways of healing, the sink. Take a couple sips of water there. There's an enemy that spawned in here with me for some reason. The game has a few bugs to work out in that regard. Once again, if you can hit them, enemies are very squishy. And another powerful enemy, which means, wow, we are done already, killing the boss and heading back to the elevator. It almost seems like they literally just did the exact same thing, but made it slightly longer, which, in my eyes, is not great. So this is the one difference between the first level and second level. You can't just mash X to make the elevator come faster. You do in fact have to actually survive against a wave of hiss. But but as you've seen, that's not exactly hard. We're in the elevator, on our way out of round 2, with nothing more than my friend there had to take a knee once. Hotfix contained. Now with that done, we're going to take on the max level of the hotfix, which has the corrupted items. This is the closest thing that you will find that'll bring this game to control, as they're just items that kind of fly around and do random elements. Now how you deal with these, it doesn't even give you a good representation. It just literally spawns them in your world and you kind of shoot at them. And then eventually they'll blow up, or they don't. It's very strange. The hitboxes must be wild on these things. So after that, you're still just doing the exact same thing. We activated a shower. It's pretty much just a different sink. It'll wash off status effects. Another one of the longest doors in the world, but this leads us to the actual difference between the 3 levels. And this is the end game, which I think you should have been able to get all the way to the end from the get-go. This is the end game where you're actually shutting down the furnace that you've been trying to shut down the whole time. So you start by filling these barrels and then bringing them up to those zip lines and throwing them over here so you can wait out the fire belches and just throw the barrels into the furnace. And once you've thrown the barrels into the furnace itself calms down and you run up to the side here and you repair 2 panels to close the furnace, and then guess what? You're done. You now have to fight a boss, surprise surprise, and then go to the elevator. Surprise surprise. But there actually was a bit of a surprise, because when I tried to hit the elevator, it was broken, so I had to fix it and then hit it again. Not that big of a deal. So, you know, that was FBC Firebreak. It's not good, but there's room to improve. Remedy said they're gonna try to, and let's hope that they do. So yeah, later.